Hi everyone, it's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is Play Dead Live, Jet versus VOX. We got Crossfire Frozen Jungle tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun because, through the years, since 2020 was our first Faction War Championship. And Team Mir, back in the day, won that championship and then won several others. And the team composition have changed and players have changed and team names have changed. And tonight is a very interesting dynamic for Faction Wars because there's always a little extra incentive when someone changes factions. And tonight we've got a great storyline. We got Jet traveling to VOX. VOX ranked number 2 in the league and losing Crimson to Jet. Jet's rebuilding. So how is Jet going to respond? Are they going to be fired up? Is VOX going to be ready to go? Either way, I'm excited because there's always a really, really good narrative to Play Dead Live and some of these events. So I'm going to show you a quick look at the standings. As I said, we got ARC 7-1, but I think that vacuum is getting more narrow because the last couple games ARC's played have been super, super competitive. We got VOX who've won. VOX lost several in a row, but they're trying to right the ship tonight. We got Sly. Sly's game was canceled last week, but Sly is hot on the trail of VOX. And then we got Jet, and Jet's always looking to get their team consistency out there. You can see, tonight's game is Jet traveling to VOX. And then next week, we got Jet traveling to ARC. And then the week after, we got Sly going back here at VOX. Then Sly and ARC, and then VOX and Jet. We got matches laid out for you guys for the next 4 weeks. And this is our Wednesday night Faction War. But you guys know we do other stuff. Monday night, we do Fish Strikes. This coming up Monday night, we're doing a Ship Strike event. That's going to be a great, great battle. And then we do a lot of gaming. So join us, hang out with us. I know a lot of you guys watch the playback, but dip your toe in the water. The worst thing that will ever happen if you play on Play Dead Live is you'll lose. And you'll come back trying to figure out the game and playing even better. All right. So tonight, we got to start out with a Sliver Sacrifice. You know what Sliver Sacrifice is all about. This is where we roll that, we spin that number, and we see which grenade is going to be sacrificed to keep your sliver alive. So here we go. I didn't even ask. We're rolling right into the game. Look at that. It was almost a sad grenade. It is a spade grenade. It is a spade grenade. So we're rolling. Now, I can't ask you guys after the fact because then it's like, okay, I would have gotten that right. But spade grenade is the sacrifice, and that's a high-powered grenade. So let's get down to business here. Ron, what time is it? Because we do have a box event coming up next month, in the month of May. Box event. What does that mean? It means all new gear, all new legendaries, all new pets. Never know what you're going to get out of a box. It is roll time, baby. Y'all know Ron has been doing a lot of fishing lately. Ron is trying to make people forget that Valar was ever the queen of fishing. And he's doing a pretty good job of it so far. He's going after. All right, here we go. It's roll time. Everybody give me a number from 1 to 12. Dal says 1. All right, we are mixing those numbers up. All right, get your picks in there. Here we go. Y'all, I mean, nobody. All right, let's get those final numbers in there. Nobody ever really picks number 5. And number 5 comes up a lot. So if it were me, I'd be picking number 5 tonight. Maybe I'm wrong, but here you go. Let's roll it. Come on, 5. Come on, 5. Woo! Oh, get out of here. See, I told y'all. You never do it. You never do it. Bet on me. Bet on me, baby. Put your money down. Because you guys don't. Like, it's always a number that nobody picks. All right. I win. Yeah, I should keep all the packs for myself tonight. I don't even want to roll another number because I can't get any better than that. All right, here we go. We'll roll it. We'll roll it again for you guys. Number three. Number three. All right, that is Kel. Congratulations, Kel. And I'm going to spin one more. I'm going to give away 2 packs tonight. Number 4. All right, look at that. Mod City. We got Amy and Kel. Congratulations. See, you guys won a little something tonight. All right. Hey, let's make a little noise because we got a very, very epic. I mean, if you guys give me a lot of 9s, you never know how good the bundle and the bomber bundle is going to be. But you got to type it. We are 999. So here we go. Tonight's Epic War Bundle. Brand new gear, by the way. And this gear is crazy. This ability is amazing. So I'm taking the silver bundle. We've got Elixir of Extreme, Steel, 1 Inferno, 1 Absorption, 1 Bunko, Graphene, Carbine, 1 of each of your waxes. Take you down to the red bundle. Rage, Enrage 2, Enrage 3, Frantic 5, Savage 6, Mag 7, Super 8, Hostile 9, and Terror 10. And tonight, I am going to double up the red bundle. Everything in that red bundle is going to be times 2. So that's double your potions right there. How about that? That's a celebration. 1 Time Smoke. Take you over to the gold bundle. 2 Brutal Blue, 2 Rugged Glyphs, 2 Brutal Red, 2 Arson Glyphs. We got a gold skin, onyx skin, and a Vine Smoke by request, because Vine Smokes are also good for Ship Strike. We got Energy Orb, Spider Silk, Combat Orb, Seal Smoke, Thrill Smoke, Max Spark, a Titanium Ore again by request, Moonshine, an Arc Spark, and I'm going to give you 10 Castle Strike Stones, because Castle Strike is getting close. Mythic Summon Skin, Colossal Skin, Pink Smoke, and that's right, this brand new piece of gear is the left-handed ring. Stats are great, H28, D20, B20, AP18, and a brand new ability called Relay. We've never had anything like this. It's perpetual. So if you play, and let's say your rage is Rage 12, and you play Relay, 25% of that rage is going to carry over to the next person on your team. That means they get 3. So let's say they play Rage 12 or 13, and then they add their 3. That's 16. And they play Relay, then 25% of their total rage is going to carry over. Relay can change an event. So Relay will carry over 25% of that rage, and the more it stacks, the more 25% goes over. So Kel, there's tonight's Epic War Bundles. And now, as promised, we're going to get down to the Super Bomber Bundle. We only do this once a month, and sometimes we only do it once every 2 months. So what is going down Monday night? I already told you guys. Ship Strike is going down. So you got to have grenades for Ship Strike. You got to have grenades for Faction Wars. You're going to need to have grenades for Castle Strike. Start out with a Super Bundle, Super Bomber. You got a lot of Grizzlies there. Those Grizzlies will last you a month. That is 20 Grizzly grenades. It's 20 Grizzlies. That's a lot. 2 Raptures, 2 Oracles, 2 Lithium, 2 Seismic, 2 Vapor. Those are great, especially if you have a sacrifice. 2 Snowstorms, 2 Gin, 2 Red Eyes, 2 Top Hats, Whammo Extreme, the strongest grenade or strongest bullets in the game. 2 Unicorns, 2 Glitch, 2 Grinch, 2 Milos, 2 Maximons, 2 Unforgiven, 2 Treks, 2 Summing, 2 Spade, and 2 Sweet Tea. And the bonus is right down the middle. So this bonus, and the reason it is a bonus is because you only get 1 of these. These are super, super specialty, super, super high power. And that is, and you need to know what these do. A Sad Grenade. Sad Grenade is the dominating grenade in Ship Strike. Linkage Grenade. Linkage is ridiculous. It will remove, if it hits a boss or a Kang, you get to remove a ring from the other team's sliver just by hitting their Kang. Dracarys, you know how good Dracarys is. 1 of those. 1 Trance and 1 Gamut. That's part of the bonus. Kel, let's see who got it because I'm going to show you the other bonus. R12. How good does R12 work with a brand new ability called Relay? Snake Smoke, Rad Rage, and Satan Spark. That is tonight's epic Super Bomber Bundle. Ridiculous. So if you message Kel, she'll post it now so we see who all got the grenades. You got about 1 minute left to message Kel if you want to pick up the Super Bomber. You won't see another one until the month of May. That is a guarantee. All right, while Kel's typing that, tonight's starters are Busy, MPC, Crimson Tide in Team Jet. We got a Jet Zombie, Ron, Cat, and Trigger, and we got a Vox Zombie. How about that? 2 zombies playing tonight. So bundles, you know everybody picks up the gear bundle. Take a look at the bombers. We got Ron, Crimson, Jim, Dimes, Cat, Valar, Football, Julia, Trigger, Animal, Dow, Dr. Die, and Kel, all picking those super bombers up. So we know they love themselves some firepower. So the fact that 2 teams are playing zombies tonight means that, hey, they're a little lighter, right? All right. Let's get those pre-match buffs going. We see, oh, I see Moonshot in the house. So, Moon, glad you're feeling good and back to good health. So that is great to hear. All right, hey, we got legends watching. We got former players, new players. We got faction changes. So let's get down to business and see what a little faction war looks like with some zombies in the house. All right, I'm going to take you to VOX home field. Brand new avatars as well. You can see the real life avatar. Crimson with a new hairdo. Ready to rock and roll, but don't look at the hair. Look at the sword because that sword might cut you. We got Cat. Epic gear. We got Father Ron. Busy Bee. All right, tonight's starting lineup is as follows. Team VOX. We got a VOX Zombie starting out. Then we got Crimson Tide in Team Jet playing in the tank zone. Crimson Tide to be followed by Cat. Cat in the DZ. Cat's going to be followed by Zombie Jet. Zombie Jet is in the bomber zone. Zombie Jet followed by Father Ron. Ron is the captain. He's also the sniper. He's in the rover zone. Ron followed by MPC. MPC is the sniper from the rover zone. MPC followed by Trigger. Trigger is in the tank zone, and Trigger followed by Busy Bee. Remember, timers cannot be challenged, so let's get this thing going. Ron, attack or disable with Zombie VOX starting out. What's the move, Ron? Ron is going to attack, and what that means is it means he gets a boss in round 1. We'll cap in round 3. Also, going to attack and get 2 blocks for Father Ron. And as a reminder, many people don't play zombies, but if there's a zombie in play, the DZ players cannot hit the watchtower in round 1. That is the beach nut, spit in your eye, and they also have a prevention. Let's take down 2 blocks. Well done. All right, let's get over to Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide, you're on the clock. 20-second timer. Timer is up. Did not beat the timer, but she did beat the nerve timer. All right, remember, I'll read it, and if I get to it twice, it'll automatically hit. Crimson's going to get in the tank and go to Temple Stairs. Get in the tank, move to the Temple Stairs. Ron's already saying it hits. Immortal Grendel to the haystack with a seal. Playing Emo Grin. And Crimson getting a cannonball. So there's some points. Jet getting on the board. And duplex. And Ron typed that really, really quickly before she got a chance to get an attack in. Ron, on point. That's a captain captaining. Gets in the tank, moves to the stairs. Immortal Grendel to the haystack, a seal, and duplex ability. Crafty, crafty Ron. All right, let's go over to Team VOX. 20-second timer for Cat. Cat heading down to the forge. Interesting, interesting. All right, Cat going down to the forge. We'll see Cat in round number 3. Let's go over to Zombie Jet. Kel, attack or disable? Can't go to the forge. All right, Jet's going to attack, and that means we will get a boss play in round number 1. And also remember, zombies can play Kangs, zombies can play needles, and zombies can play scoring pads. So pretty cool stuff that the zombies been upgraded. Jet playing a boss in 1 will cap in 3 and taking down 2 blocks. All right, let's go over to the Messenger of the Lord. Ron, are we going to keep this thing going with disabling or portals or what? 20-second timer, Ron. This might be super fast game. We might have everybody. Oh, he didn't. He didn't. All right, Ron's going to play War Sultan. Boss to the side chest. Get into Rover and move to the DZ. Drop a seal. S6 Snowstorm to the wall. Duplex ability and sacrifice a spade. All right, read it once. Let's go boss to side chest. Ron playing a boss in 1, cap in 3. Ron gets into Rover. He's going to get a tire. He's going to move to his own DZ. They moved Cat out. They moved Ron in. It hits. We'll get a snowstorm to the wall. Ron is going to use duplex. Now, you can tell Ron's new at using a zombie because the zombie already took out 2 of your blocks, Ron, so the snowstorm is no bueno. You do get to sacrifice the spade, but that's why Kel let it hit. It will hit, do damage, but a grizzly probably would have been a better selection there because there's no specialty effect on this. So, snowstorm, S6, is going to take down a green block and half of a blue block. 50% blue remaining. Let's give Ron his seal it. Ron, give me a number 1 to 4. Ron says 2 for the War Sultan. It is number 1. All right. Jet does not have to choose Titans or Dragons. So they can play as they wish. But Ron is playing his first. Let's go over to MPC. Kel, 20-second timer. We got MPC, Trigger, and then Busy. MPC is going to all right. I do have to step in with this one, unfortunately, because I should have announced this at the start. VOX is not playing a cyborg. They are playing that as a player. So, Kel, I'm going to give you the opportunity to type a move. I should have announced that at the start when I announced the starters. It is on the screen, but typically I do announce that before the game starts. So we never do that to trick any players. So, Kel, I'll give you 20 seconds to get a move in starting now. Timer is up. Nerf timer is up. Oh. MPC says, let's rumble Ron. What will he do? Now, Ron looks pretty comfortable in that rover. Ron, I mean, is it ego or is it strategy? But this time, Ron is not calling the shots. Sometimes a little better to go when you're the one controlling it. Ron says, let's go. Oh, Ron says, I'm leaving my rover behind. All right, rover's gone. All right. First things first. You have to get through the maze. Remember. All right. So first person to get through the maze gets a buff. Here you go. Torment maze. Give me the 4 numbers. Five, 7, 2, 8. It is Father Ron. is correct. Ron, you get to pick. A pet repel, an absorption, or the little hippo, I can't think of his name right now, that doesn't allow you to get other pets. And I'm drawing a blank. So take your pick, Ron. I only created him, sorry. It's been a while since we've been in a portal. Absorption. Yes, you can use the legend. All right. Kel MPC is up first. Go ahead and get your move in. You can use blues, psychos, stasis. Ellie. Ward, thank you. It's Ward is the pet. All right, MPC, we need your move. Ron with a lot of buffs right now. I can't believe Kel took Ron. All right, MPC, morph to a priest. Maverick, drop a seal, absorption. Unforgiven. All right, Ron, starting out with Maverick. Two hits, breaks the seal and deals damage. Now, Ron, you have an absorption and a seal. So it would break both. And then the Unforgiven would go through. Ron says, wait. All right, Ron going to play a blue. Okay, so here's what happens. Maverick is going to break Ron's absorption and then break Ron's seal. Ron's going to play Immortal Blue. Be the first blue for Team VOX. That Immortal Blue will break MPC seal. But MPC is going to play max absorption and keep the buffs. So Immortal Blue will stop it, but the ability keeps MPC exactly where they are. And now they have an absorption and a seal. Ron, your turn. Ron has won the mind. Whoever has the most health will win the body, and whoever is the highest up will win the soul. Actually, scratch that. There is no mind, body, and soul in this one. This is straight up health. This is the crypt portal. That was the old one. When you win the mind, you actually get the bonus. Ron, you're bringing out some stuff that I need clarification on. Ron, what is the Dark Sultan? Is that the Sultan Shadow? All right, Dire Demon. Okay. Ron playing Dire Demon. All right, only stop by pet repels and prevention. Okay, now here's what Ron is doing. This is pretty clever. I see you, Ron. All right, Ron is turning MPC into a medic. So MPC just went to a priest, and Ron turned him into a medic. Then Ron is playing Dire Demon. Dire Demon can only be stopped by preventions and pet repels, and MPC has neither. So it will hit and remove a seal and an absorption. And Ron's team will gain 10 points. So these two things are gone. VOX gets plus 10. And now, because MPC has no protection, a goat grenade, Ron playing a heal, seal, and an absorb. Goat grenade is going to hit, and it will hit again. So that means MPC has taken 10 and 10. First hit goes one level, next hit goes another level, and gets hit on the meat hook. It's 30 points of damage. MPC is sitting at 70%. All right, MPC, your final move. Paul, Seal and Thrill, and a goat grenade. Paul's the double strike snake. Prevention on Paul, which means the goat is going to hit and then break his seal. Ron, you have the upper hand and one move less. Left. Play or pass? Ron is going to pass, and Ron does win the portal. Congratulations, Ron. Ron wins the MBS. We will see Ron and MPC off the floor for 2 rounds. There was no surrender. There are no bonus points. It is just a straight-up MBS win. Both players will be out in round 3. Trigger, you're up. Trigger, you're on the clock. 20 seconds. Trigger beats the timer. Trigger going to get in the tank. Trigger with a cannonball. Ron did use one of his blues, so we're going to take that off the board. Go to temple steps, dark balls to the side chest. Drop a seal, steal Busy's Grendel. Sweet tea to the temple flame with the duplex and sacrifice a spade. I've read it once. Trigger, getting in the tank and moving to the temple steps. She plays Dark Boss, which means they have 2 bosses there, but if Trigger's caps, it'll be worth 25. If Ron's caps, it'll be worth nothing. Steal Busy's Grendel. Busy, no grin for you. Trigger does play duplex. Ron will lose his duplex because he will not be available for a move next turn, and sacrifice a spade. Sweet tea to the temple flame. Points for the sweet tea. Let's put out the flame. All right, final move of round number 1. Busy Bee, you're up. Needle to the straw man. Sweet tea to the temple, duplex, and sacrifice a Spade grenade. All right, needle to the straw man. Busy playing needle in 1 with cap in 2. And they control the stack as well. Sweet tea to the temple. Let's put out the temple flame. And at the end of the round, let's move Crimson into the temple. Let's move Trigger into the temple. Both players getting a team blessing. We've got Ron is in the portal, so that means Busy gets a halo. And it also means that Jet lights up a straw man because they have a DZ advantage. 25-0 and 5-0 straw man. That could change the dynamic of the game. Slivers, we got Jet 25, VOX 25. Let's remove a sliver blessing from each team. All right, let's go to round number 2. Should be a little faster. VOX. Zombie is going to light 2 watchtowers. Is also going to play a needle to the haystack, which means that Grendel is gone. All right, the attack lights 2 watchtowers. The Grendel that was played by Crimson is dead. All right, let's go to Crimson. Crimson, 20-second timer for you starts right now. Crimson, we will skip Cat. We go Zombie Jet. We will skip Ron. We'll skip MPC, and we'll go to Trigger. It's only going to be 4 players playing this round. Beats the timer easily. Crimson going to play Colossal Kang. 73 if it caps. Pet Repel, S6 Spade, Sacrifice a Spade, and Sliver Ability. Crimson has Duplex, so that will pump up the Sliver 12 points. Ron says it hits. Let's get an S6 Spade Grenade to the wall. Now, we saw an S6 Snowstorm earlier, so you know the Spade's going to hit a little bit harder. Show you the difference in upgraded grenades. Because it's 1.5 blocks for the Snowstorm, it is going to be 2 full blocks. Green block and a blue block for the Spade Grenade. Extra half a grenade by upgrading, extra half a block by upgrading the grenade. So that's huge over a full game. All right, we go to Cat. Cat's at the forge. We're going to skip. Zombie Jet. Zombie Jet is going to light 2 watchtowers. And also play a needle. Zombie Jet play a needle in 2. We cap in 3. We skip Father Ron. We'll see him in round 3. We skip MPC. We'll see MPC in round 3. Trigger, you're up. 20-second timer, trigger. Barely beat the timer, but barely's good enough. Trigger, Alina to their DZ. Pet repel, F5 spade to the wall with sliver ability. She's got duplex. Alina is a dragon. That's 2 dragons. And Alina will occupy their DZ. Spade to the wall with sliver ability. All right. Kel, let me know if it hits. Just checking one thing. Couple sweet teas were thrown. All right, so I've got current state of Jet has 2 throw grenades and a hit grenade. Team VOX has 1 throw grenade. So for the tower, Jet has both throws and they have a hit. VOX, you have 1 throw. Actually, you have 2 throws. You have Ron Snowstorm and Trigger Spade. All right. Should be up to date. Crimson playing Chromica. Alina's good. Pet Repel's good. Let's get the damage for the Spade Grenade on the wall. We'll take out blue block and a blue block. Half a blue block remaining. Yeah, it's there, Doc. It's right over here under her bow. See it under her arm? All right, let's go to Busy. Before Busy's move, we're going to cap Busy's needle. 100 points for Busy. And Busy, you're on the clock. 20-second timer. Mythic Kang to Zombie Boss. Drop a seal. Milo to the Watchtower with sliver ability. Busy has duplex. Add an extra 12. Mythic Kang, 63 if it caps. E2 Milo to the Watchtower. Points for the Milo. And light up Watchtower number 3 for Busy. And that is another hit grenade. They have 2 out of their 3 for hits. And that is the end of round number 2. At the end of round number 2, let's give Busy a seal. Give Busy a halo. Alina cannot get a halo, but does get credit for being there. So they do get the points. It is nullified 0-0. There is no advantage either way. Busy gets the halo. And there is no additional straw man lit up. Crimson in the temple. Trigger in the temple. Straw man 5-0. Remove a blessing from each team's sliver. All right, 2 rounds in the books. Final round before halftime. We'll start out with Zombie VOX. But Zombie VOX is going to cap Main Street. The first flag is capped. Ron, you will attack, but would you like to play any pets? You have Orbital and Kang at your disposal. All right, going to attack and play Kang. 45-point Kang on Ron. Do you want to play that on your boss or on Trigger's boss? I have to ask. It's my job to ask. All right, playing on his. $45 caps. And we will attack. We're going to put out 1 straw man. And then we're going to light a straw man. All right, so that's what happens. Vox zombie attacks, and it kind of flips the straw man over to the Vox advantage. Crimson, you're up. 20-second timer. And last round, Vox got 37 in slivers. Jet got 49. All right, Crimson going to play Dark Boss to Main Street. The caps going to be worth bonus 25. Binds to trigger, spade to the wall, and mass destruction 6. All right. Vines will break or seal. M7 spade to the wall. Dark boss is good. I see wait, but I don't see why we're waiting. So I'm not sure if you're lagging or not. What are we waiting on? What do you want to do? Judas? All right. All right. Kel, they're going to Judas that to their wall. Hits or wait. All right, hits. All right, we got to redirect. M7 adds a little beef to it. So this time we're going to take out 50% of a blue, a red block, and a red block. Double red and a half. Nice Judas redirect. All right, now it's going to get really interesting. Cat coming out of the forge. Two red blocks. Cat has a fresh wall and a gold bar. Cat, two watchtowers. And Cat going to light up two straw man. And Cat, it's your move. You got 20 seconds. Did not beat the timer. All right, Cat. Going to move to the wall. Puts her in range. No, it wasn't yet, Ron. Because your zombie. Oh, you're right. You're right. There should have flip-flopped it, right? Yep, I didn't flip-flop it on their turn. Okay, let's go back. Because that should have been in round 2. Both zombies hit, and that would have flip-flopped it there. So it should look like that. Good call. Thank you, Ron. All right, move to their wall. Voyage to the wall, needle to the haystack, max seal trigger. All right, so we'll give her seal back that the vines just took off. T10 spade to the wall, sacrifice a spade, and then cease trigger so she cannot use a gear ability next turn. So Cat's out of abilities. Trigger has to skip a turn, and she's going to play Voyage to the wall. And since we got rid of class hits, that means Voyage is going to take away 2 blocks and give Cat a wave award. All right, so Cat with the wave. 2 blocks off the board. Needle to the haystack. So Cat playing needle. In 3, cap in 4. And I've read it 3 times, so Kel, it's going to hit. Movement's good, Voyage is good, Needle's good, Max Seal is good, T10 Spade Grenade is good, Sacrifice a Spade is good, and Cease is good. So the T10 Spade is the real heat. Cat, green block, blue block, and a blue block. It's a stronger wall, but it's still a T10. Actually, Ron, your challenge is wrong. I'm going to go back. Because in round 2, it was watchtowers. Okay, so let me go back and explain this one more time. All right? Jet had a advantage to the DZ, which gave them 1 flame. Then Zombie VOX attacked the straw man. That Zombie VOX hit and put out 1 flame. So put out this flame and then lit 1 flame. Okay? Y'all's bad challenges are slowing me down. But then Cat came out of the forge and got this straw man and this straw man. All right? So Ron and Kel, give me 999s if you understand that the straw men are correct the way I had it. All right. Now, Zombie Jet is now attacking the straw man. So that means a couple things are going to happen. 1, 2 of these flames are put out. Number 2, this boss is going to cap, and 136 points in Kangs is going to cap. Kel, you could still play a scoring pet, an orbital if you wish. That's up to you. But you can't play a Kang because your boss caps before you play your pet. So let me know if you're going to play a scoring pet or done. And you also get credit for a needle. So Zombie Jet gets a needle, a boss, caps the Kang, and is going to play a gold orbital. All right, Father Ron is coming out of the portal. He will go back to the DZ, but before his move, Trigger's boss will fizzle out. So no dark boss points. Ron's boss is going to cap. And a 45-point Kang is also going to cap. Bosses are 2-1. Ron, from your own DZ, 20 seconds. And you do not have the rover. All right. Beats the timer. Immortal Grendel, stay in his DZ. So Ron is playing Emo Grin. Haze and Days on Crimson. Will Slower or Stunner. Milo to the Watchtower, and Ron is going to use Sliver ability. All right, Kel, read it once. Emo Grendel. Stay in the DZ. Haze and Day Smoke. E1 Milo to the Watchtower. And it hits. And that should be. I've got each team with 2 hits. Is that what you guys have? Captains, double check that. I've got Jet with 2 hits, and I got VOX now with 2 hits. We're going to go ahead and light up Milo either way. All right, I think we're good on hits. Kel, remember, you are at the portal, so you have to move wherever you want to go. 20-second timer, MPC, who is a medic. I think it was a medic. Was it a medic or an engineer? What did you do, Ron? Medic. We got MPC, Trigger, and Busy, and in halftime. All right, MPC. Temple Steps. Red Grendel to the Haystack. Heal and Seal. All right, MPC playing a Grendel. Red Grin. Heal and Seal. R12 Unforgiven to the wall and sacrifice a Spade. Mortal Blue from Cat. Temple Steps good. Grendel good. Heal and Seal. And an R12 Unforgiven. Using their second blue. And before that Heal and Seal kicks in, that is going to be 40 points of damage to Cat with no max absorb. Kel, does the damage hit? I'm sorry. 40. Cat played the Immortal Blue. 40 points of damage to MPC. Does it hit? With no max absorb left. All right, I'm assuming it hits. All right, so that means MPC is down to 60% health with only 2 players to go. Trigger, you're up. 20-second timer. We got Trigger, Busy, and halftime. Mortal Grendel to the haystack. Heal and Thrill. S6 Unforgiven to the wall. All right, read it once. Emo Grendel. Heal and Thrill. And S6 Unforgiven to the wall. That's the second time. Unforgiven is en route. We take out, this is a stronger wall, we take out a blue block. We take out 30% of a red block, 70 red remaining. And final move before halftime. Busy Bee. You're up. 20 seconds, Busy. Turn to a Priestess. Gold Orbital to the wall. Milo and MBS 6. I'm sorry. Mass Destruction 6. The records show Busy is a Priestess. Gold Orbital to the wall. And E3 Milo to the Watchtower. Lights up Watchtower number 4. And they get the points for the Milo. Captains, give me your subs for round number 4. At the end of the round, we've got each team losing a blessing. Both teams now have all hit grenades, so they're equal on the towers. Crimson and Trigger both have spent 3 rounds in the temple. VOX has Alina. Ron gets a halo. Busy gets a halo. Alina will not be there in the second half. It is a passive pet, but they did have a DZ advantage, which means they also light a second straw man. VOX with 10, Jet with 0. Busy is going to lose her seal because of elevation. Ron is going to lose his seal because of elevation. Slivers, I've got 43 points. For VOX, I got 49 points for Jet. Crimson losing her tank. But she will keep all her buffs. Crimson Trigger losing her tank. But she'll keep her buffs. We got Rambo coming in the O-zone, and Die coming in for Cat. Kel, who are your subs? Kel for MPC. And Chad in the O-zone. All right, so it looks like we got Zombie Jet, Kel, Crimson, Busy, and Cardinal. Doc, Ron, Rambo, Vox, and Trigger. The order is as follows, though. It'll be Zombie Vox, Crimson, Doc, Zombie Jet, Ron, Kel, Trigger, Busy, Rambo, played by Ron, and the Cardinal. All right. We are in round number 4. So zombies go back to the walls. We will not get an option. In round 5 and 6, you'll have an option of what you want the zombie to do, which I'll give you shortly. All right, so since we're in round 4, Father Ron, Zombie Vox is going to take out 2 red blocks. Crimson, you're up. 20-second timer. Crimson Doc and then Zombie Jet. Crimson moving into the temple. Talon Chad to the temple, Spade to the wall, and cease Dr. Die. I think Crimson was ceased by Cat last round, which means Crimson cannot cease Dr. Die because she has no ability this round. No, never mind. Crimson gets one more move and then doesn't have an ability. So that is a good cease. So Dr. Die, Crimson's losing her last gear ability to cease you, which means you'll only get one and then you won't get another one. So it is perfectly played. All right, move to the temple. Talon Chad over to the temple. So they are double occupied in the temple. S6 Spade to the wall. Crimson throwing big money there. With mass destruction. Blue block, and a red block for Crimson. 3 red remaining for Team Jet. That'll get you back in the game in a hurry. All right, Doc, before your turn. We're going to cap Cat's Needle. Finally gets VOX on the board in a Needle game. Now there's 3 Grendels on the board still. 1 owned by Jet, 2 owned by VOX. Dr. Die, you're up. 20-second timer. Dr. Die beats the timer. From their DZ, boss to the side chest. Doc is going to play boss in 4. Could cap in 6. Drop a seal, E2 Milo to the watchtower. Sacrifice a spade and duplex. All right, read it once. Let's read it again quickly. Boss to the side chest, drop a seal, E2 Milo, duplex, and sacrifice a spade. It all hits. Points for the Milo and watchtower number 6. Zombie Jet. Zombie Jet going to take out 2 red blocks. Kel, you have a Kang left if you choose to use it. Either use it or wait. Yep, you got it. All right, playing a Kang on Crimson's boss. That'd be 45 if it caps. And Zombie Jet taking out 2 red blocks. Father Ron, you are up from the Rover Zone. 20-second timer, Ron. Ron Kell, trigger busy. Move to the DZ, Blaze to Strawman. There should be 3 Strawman lit because VOX had a Strawman advantage at the end of round number 3. Or they had a DZ advantage, which would have lit Strawman number 3. So, Blaze to the Strawman, Max Seal himself, Milo to the Watchtower. He's going to play Score. Which is going to double his Milo. All right, Milo to the Watchtower, double points. That's going to light Watchtower number 7. Blaze a Strawman over to number 4. And Ron wants to seal himself, and it all hits. Kel in the game. Here we go. The captain is playing. 20-second timer, Kel. New team, new chemistry. Might take a little time to learn, or who knows? Jet might click tonight and get a win. Get into Rover, move to their DZ. Kel with a tire. And is driving on over to Ron. Uh-oh. Boss to the side chest. Kel playing boss in 4 is going to cap in 6. A little bit of dragon smoke. M7 Unforgiven to the wall, Sacrifice Spade, and Duplex. Ron, I've read it once. It hits. All right, Dragon Smoke. Going to light up that tower. Unforgiven. It's going to take down the wall. They get both those orbitals. Kel with a gold bar. That's the way you make a statement. Come in the game, light a tower, take down a wall, and get a gold bar. Man. Let's rebuild it. Both teams' walls should be rebuilt. All right, should have full walls on both sides. Hold on 1 second. Hang on 1 second. All right, hold on. I'll be back. All right, I'm going to update the walls because the zombies in round 4 should have hit the walls. So Cat took down that wall. That wall should have been reset. She got the gold bar for it. And then Zombie would have taken down 2. All right, looks like that. And over on the other side, we got a flag, 2 needles, and Zombie Jet would have taken down this wall. Zombie Jet getting a gold bar and would have taken down a black block. All right. Kel, it probably does not change your attack because there is no black block. Yes. So, Kel, prior to your attack, that's the way the wall should look. Do you still want to throw the M7 Unforgiven? Because a specialty grenade will not make any sense. Actually, Ron, you are right. I'm sorry. Jet's wall was wrong. Ron's wall was correct. Because of those 2 attacks. Because Cat used the, you're right. Cat used the sub to take down the wall, and then there were 2 attacks on it. So, Kel, is there any change to your attack? Sure. You can use a harvest wand, and you can also do the same attack. I got no problem with that because we need to have the walls organized. All right, Ron. Harvest wand's going to remove a green block. And then Kel's going to throw the same grenade. Any change to your strategy? All right, it hits. And we know this is a stronger wall. It is wall number 2. Green block and a blue block because it is Unforgiven. All right, walls should be up to date. VOX with a slight lead in walls. Couple bigger hits, but Jet not too far behind. Jet winning the needle game. Flags are close. All right. Sorry about that confusion, everybody. You get a little bit behind on something, it can catch up on you in a hurry. All right, Trigger, you're up. As long as we get it right, that's all that matters. We have Trigger, Busy, Rambo, and Chad. All right, Trigger's move is in. Colossal Kang to the boss. Dragon Smoke to the castle. S8 Unforgiven to the wall. And Cease Kel. Colossal Kang to Doc's boss. Kel, you'll get one more move. One more ability, sorry. Dragon Smoke, Unforgiven to the wall. Kel, I've read it once. I'll read it one more time. Colossal Kang is good. Dragon Smoke is good. Cease is good. And let's get the grenade. S8 Unforgiven. It is good, and it's good for 2 blocks. Trigger with a gold bar. Just enough trigger. She knew she needed the S8 because she saw the M7 with mass destruction. Let's reset it. We got some wall damage coming in. All right, Busy. Looks like the pressure's on you. 20-second timer, Busy. Ron using Chromica. Busy beats the timer. Oh, she's playing her cyborg. Cyrus, Immortal Rocky, Max Seal, F4 Milo to the Watchtower. All right, Cyrus going to take out 3 blocks. Blue block, and a red block. Emo Rocky. Max Seal. Milo to the Watchtower. All hits. Game's getting close. 7-5 on the Watchtowers. Busy getting a full game in tonight, doing a little scoring. All right, Ron. Rambo. Rambo Ron. 20 seconds. We got Rambo Ron and the Cardinal. Ron says, give me some wall damage. Playing Bernous on the wall. Nerfing the third wall. Why? Because the third wall is usually a little stronger. Blaze, Seal, E1 Milo, and Void to Kel. Ouch. Oh, man. Double upper inventory. Ron will get a boost for each item. Kel says wait. Bernous, Blaze, Milo, and a Void. First time we've ever had anybody play Void. Way Void works is, on that person's next move, any inventory they use is double. For every item that they use, whether it's voided or a regular item, Ron will get a damage boost. Ah, she caught Ron double dipping, but he didn't double dip because he's a cyborg. So Ron used Mask of Malice, but Rambo did not. That's one legend. So Bernous hits, the grenade hits, and Blaze hits. All right, Milo. Watchtower number 8. And let's go to the Cardinal. Final move of round 4. Cardinal, 20 seconds. Where? Oh, there's the Cardinal. Ace is Roxy. Seal and Thrill. Spade to the wall. Sacrifice Spade and a duplex. Ron says, wait. Roxy and a spade. All right, Ron, what's the call? Zombie Prevention Roxy and Mortal Sonar from Ron. All right. So Roxy does not put out a straw man, and Ron going to use a Sonar, one of his 2, to nerf that grenade. Cut it down to a M4 spade with mass destruction. Cardinal with a red block and 40% of a red block. You got 60 red remaining, 1.6 Team Jet. And that is the end of round number 4. At the end of round number 4, we got Busy with a halo. Crimson with a 100-point golden orb. Big point gain right there. Each team losing a sliver blessing. Team Jet getting their 4th overall blessing. Ron and Diana getting halos. Kel getting a halo. That's Rocky. Now, one of these straw men is going to be put out before we give the points, because Jet has a DZ advantage. Busy is in one, Kel is in the other, and Doc and Ron are in the same. So that'll lower it to 4 straw man, which is 25 points instead of 50. $43 and $49 on the slivers. And we're going to go to round number 5, everybody. This game's getting close. Very, very close score game. Ron, you are out of pet for your zombie, but we'll start round number 5. Now you have 2 options. Ron, you have 1 tower left. You can light 2 towers, or you can take out 2 blocks. Which do you choose? Round 5, your zombie can do 2 blocks or 2 towers. Ron says, let's go ahead and light the 1 tower because that's all you have left. And that means Zombie VOX gets a 9 award. 9 award for Zombie VOX. All right, let's go over to Crimson. From the Temple, Crimson, 20-second timer. Yes, actually you do. Would you like to play your orbital? All right, let's get that gold orbital in play. Here, this is an orbital right now. All right, now you're out of pets. Crimson, going to nerf their wall a little bit. Says let's play some Tigress. There'll be 2 charges of Tigress. So even though they have Burnous, now they have 2 nerfs. Colossal Gideon, F5 Unforgiven to the wall. Ron says wait. Gold blue from Trigger, and that is the final blue for Team VOX. Gold from the gold blue is going to break Crimson's seal. Tigers, Colossal Gideon, F5 Unforgiven. And the gold will break her seal. And I think that was Crimson's Dark Boss that should have capped as well at the beginning of her turn. So we got a 45-point Kang. And Crimson's Dark Boss capped, which means walls are now even. I'm sorry, flags are even. All right, let's go over to Doc. Doc, 20-second timer for you. Doc, Zombie Jet, Ron, and Kel, the next few players to go. Doc did not beat the timer. Nerf timer is out. Do we have Doc? Second timer. There it is. All right, she barely beats the second timer. DZ Portal, Blaze to Strawman, Torment Crimson, Navy. Oh. All right. DZ Portal to the other side is good. Blaze to Strawman. Kale got weight in there. Quickly. All right, they're going to prevent the Blaze. So DZ Portal's good. Blaze is prevented. Torment to Crimson. The Navy will not put out their own Strawman, but it will fizzle. So the E3 Navy basically just does nothing. Kel, Zombie Jet. 2 towers or 2 blocks? Two blocks, and that will give Jet another gold bar. And Zombie Jet, another gold bar. Walls are now even. Father Ron, this game got close. 20-second timer, Ron. Ron says, let's go snowplow with a snowstorm. Oh, Ron, it was a man with a plan. All right, 2 blocks Add a snowstorm and 2 non-preventable black block effects. That means Ron taking out a black and a green, and we're going to freeze one of the blocks on the jet wall. Now, Tigress won't stop that, but the Tigress effect does not go away. So the next damaging block will be subject to Tigress. Block number 2 is frozen. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough roll. All right, Team Jet, that's the wall that's frozen. Okay, let's go over to Kel. 20-second timer. Ron with the wave award as well. 2 wave awards for Team VOX tonight. Kel beats the timer. Colossal Kang to the boss. Seal and Thrill. Lantern, Dracaris. Double inventory. Ron is going to get a bonus for 2 Colossal Kangs. Well, you can't play the pet twice, so he won't get that. Sorry. 1 Colossal Kang. 2 Seal and Thrills. 2 Dracaris. So that's 4 items. Ron will get a 40% bonus to his attack. That's how good Void is. Goddard for Kel, though. She'll take it. He was expecting it. And a Seal and Thrill. Well, hold on. Oh. Seal and Thrill, 2 S8s, and that is 60% bonus. Good catch, Ron. 2 S8s. 6 items. 60% bonus to Ron's attack. And that could be a player attack, could be a pet attack, could be a wall attack. And Kel playing duplex, bumping up Jet's sliver to 61. And we're going to remove 2 blessings immediately from Team VOX because of Goddard. All right, Trigger, that's a big move right there. What are you going to do? 20 seconds. Timer is up. We have Trigger, Busy, Rambo, and the Cardinal. Nerf Timer. Oh, she beats the Nerf Timer, barely. Mythic Gideon, H9 Snowstorm to the wall, and she's going to break stuff. All right. I've read it once. Kel. Mythic Gideon. H9 snowstorm to the wall. And triggers finally ability is break stuff. Now, snowstorm will have no effect except the damage. And the damage is a little bit lighter because of the Tigress, and also because it's third wall. So one charge of Tigress is off. Now, what break stuff does is deals 5% to every block on the board. So that means blocks that have not even been hit yet are 5% less. Now we got a second charge of Tigress going to hit in a little bit. Trigger with an H9, but they do have Burnous. Green block. And 75% of a blue block. I got 25 blue remaining. VOX. Both on the same wall. That's important. Busy and Rocky in the house. Busy. 20-second timer. All right, Busy going to move in range, which means Rocky is going to move in range. Silver Spark, H9 Spade. All right, Ron going to use Evoke. Now the question is, this is where it all comes down to the snowstorm, right? It won't matter. Here's why. Busy throws a H9 that is going to obliterate that black block. But then it stops. Black block is gone. There's an ice block there from their snowstorm. Then Rocky is going to throw an H9. And it's going to obliterate the ice block. That's it. Evoke was used, one charge of Evoke, but it had no effect because you saw the way the blocks got designed. Now that wall is clear and free now. But Busy, Busy, you hit an ice block harder than anybody's ever hit an ice block. That's for sure. Let's go to Rambo Ron. 20-second timer, Ron. Game's going to be close. That snowstorm could be clutch. Beats the timer. Ron going to play Kang. $45-point Kang. If it caps. Heal and Seal. Grizzly to the wall, break stuff, and sacrifice a spade. Kang, Heal and Seal. Grizzly is intervened. All right, final move of round 5. Cardinal. You're up. And break stuff did go through. Each one of those walls is down to 90%. That blue block is down to 15%. All the rest of them had lost 5%. But still, Tigers has not been used because it has not hit. So they got the extra buff on there. All right, Cardinal. Going to move to the ozone. Now, he cannot get in the turret because he's not established in the turret. But he does move to the ozone. He's going to Talon Busy back to the DZ. Mortal Rocky is gone. Super Thrill, H9 Unforgiven to the wall with Sliver ability. All right, read it once. Ron says wait. Talon's good. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, Unforgiven with Sliver. And he is duplexed. Red Sonar and Dr. Die with an Evoke. Final Sonar off the board. And let's evoke it. Makes it S6. Carnage. And a little bit of carryover is going to make it equivalent to an F5 Carnage. F5 Carnage is going to give you a green block, Cardinal. We said stronger wall and the evoke and the nerf, you still get a block down. And that is the final move of round 5. At the end of the round, Crimson with yet another blessing. 5 blessings. DZ is even. Busy with a 5th. Doc with a 2nd. Ron with a 3rd. Kel with a 2nd. Slivers, 43 Vox, 73 Jet. A lot of good cease plays have hampered some of those sliver points. Strawman. No advantage either way, so Vox, 25, Jet 0, and Strawman. All right, we've got 1 round to go. It's Dragon Storm, which means you're going to get a S3 on top of all your attacks. We're going to start out. Ron. You get the option of 2 Strawmen or 1 Tower. Well, you have no towers. Or I'm sorry, no Strawmen, so I'm assuming it's going to be 2 or no towers available. You have 2 straw men. So that's the only thing you can do. Zombie Vox with a Torch 6 award. It's a 50-point award. Congratulations on the straw man. Crimson, you're up. Final move of the night for you. 20 seconds. Crimson Doc and Zombie Jet. Myers to Rambo. Heal and Seal Rage Tonic. Unforgiven to the wall. And she was tormented, so she did the best she could with the torment. Myers to Rambo. Could make that grenade stick. Slow him down a little bit. Ron, you got a 1, 2, 3, 4. S4. Unforgiven. After the torment, S4 Unforgiven. With Mass Destruction. Take out a green block. 15% of a blue. You got 85 blue remaining. Before Doc's turn, we're going to cap third boss and 2 Kangs. 73 and a 45. 118 points in Kangs. Flags are 3-2. Dr. Dye, you're up. 20-second timer. Dr. Dye going to go ace to light a straw man, but no straw man. Dust to Kel. Blind Date. Super Thrill. H9. Smash Face. Kel says wait. That is a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Dr. Dye is she's bringing artillery. The Blind Date and a Smash Face. That staying away. Dr. Dye graduated from player to ferocious player. All right, we got to move her out of the DZ, though. Get her in range, which is over here. Mortal Blue from Kel. First blue of the game. Mortal is going to break Dr. Dye's seal. And ace to light a straw man. All their straw men are lit, so it fizzles. No straw man, the dust, and the grenade is stopped. All right, Kel, Zombie Jet, your options are put out 2 straw man, or light 1 tower. He's going to put out 2 of those straw men. Cuts them down to 4. Ron, your move. Final move of the night for Ron. We got several people. This has been a good game, right? I mean, this is a fun game. Back and forth. I love the different strategies. So many different ways to play these faction wars. Timer's up, Ron. Ron going ace to straw man. Torment to the Cardinal. Inferno to the straw man, and he's going to play Berserk. Which is going to give Trigger an R2. Kel says, wait. Dark Mythic Blue from Crimson. Second blue of the game. Get a grenade nerf to the wall. We got a couple nerfs over there now. And Ron, that will break your seal. 30 points from the Mythic will break Ron's seal. But they do light one of the 2 because ace is the place. All right, Ron lights straw man number 5 with ace. We give torment to the Cardinal. Crimson shutting down the grenade shot. And Ron playing the Berserk to carry over a little bit. All right, before Kel's turn, this could be important. 73. And bosses are tied. We end the game with a tie. 3-3. Look at that scoreboard, man. It's feeling close. Kel, 20-second timer, your final move. Timer's up. Nerf timer is up. Beats the 25. It's not your turn, Trigger. Wait. Trigger, you want to delete that. It's Kel's turn. Kruger, blue spark, H9 Unforgiven to the wall. Ron? That is a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Unforgiven. And a Kruger. All right, read it once. I'll read it again. Kruger will unlight a watchtower. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Unforgiven. Ron says wait. Dr. Dye going to medic page. And the Unforgiven, it's a great grenade because it's hard to prevent, but the damage is not quite the same. So Dr. Dye going to take half of that. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we'll make it a S7. Unforgiven. Diana taking a big hit. 20% of her health is gone. Diana's down to 80% life. Damage to the wall. Half gets through. 85% blue. And 45% blue. 55 blue remaining. 1.55 on that blue. Jet has now officially taken the wall lead tonight. All right, Trigger. Now you're up. Beats the timer. Trigger going to play Dune. Max Seal Doc. Blind Date. S8 Mega Blast to the wall with Berserk. Kel says wait. Chad prevent Dune. Crimson prevent the grenade. Prevent and prevent. Busy. You're up. 20-second timer, busy. And, all right, I'll get Busy's move in. But Dr. Dye played the medic page, and they also, remember, they played a Kruger. So watchtowers are 8. Dune to Strawman, Moss to Strawman, and Berserk. Ron. I've read it once. Dune to Strawman, Moss to Strawman, hits or wait. It hits. All right. Let's put out 2 more of those Strawmen. And the timer is up. Timer is up, everybody. That is where we leave it. We're close. Down to the final 2 moves, but we will not get both of those moves in the next 3 minutes. Otherwise, we would have played it out. Good job to both teams. I have no idea how this is going to go down because it's good. That's why we play them. Why we play them, you know, shorthanded with a lot of people, whatever. So check this out. We had 5 blessings for Team Jet. That means that wall, they're going to take down 5 more blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Down to that 1 block. Over on the other side, 3 blessings. Because Trigger was in there for 3 rounds. So that means we're going to take down 3 blue blocks. 1, 2, and 3. So you can see that's 150 points right there for Jet. That's why I said it's going to be close. No slivers, no blessings, no DZ points in the final round. No strawman points in the final round. So both teams lost a little bit. Probably worked itself out. Had we finished a round, VOX would have gotten some strawman, Jet would have gotten some slivers, but either way, probably the same amount of points. All right, give me 4 to 5 minutes. Congratulate each other for a great game. It was what I expected it to be. I think you guys played great. And certainly, both these teams are going to be ready for the Kills Cup. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, we are back, and we do have a winner. And as promised, this was a back-and-forth game. There was MBS, there was Watchtowers, there was Strawman, a little bit of everything. So I'll give you a breakdown of how the points worked out. We'll start out with flags. Flags, VOX played the zombie, looked a little uncomfortable playing the zombie as far as how the flag went out, but then it made itself up toward the end. We had flags 600 to 600. They were even money. We get to the walls. The walls, VOX got off to a good start, and I thought they let their foot off the gas a little bit on the walls. They had some great forge activity, scored early, and then they worked on the straw man a little bit. But overall, Jet came back strong on the walls, 850 to 700. Now, the walls were a combination. How did Jet win the walls? Basically, with all the blessings by occupying the temple. That was huge. 850 to 700. That gives Jet a 150-point advantage. Strawman, even though VOX dominated Strawman, they never really got that 6 at the end of the round. So they had a couple rounds where it was 25 and Jet at the end. They narrowed it down. Overall tonight, VOX had 60 point in the Strawman. Jet had 10. So you still got a slight advantage, Jet. But Ron got the MBS. The MBS was 200 points. That gave VOX the advantage back. But you get to Kangs. Kangs, Jet 254, VOX 163. Now we've got a pretty even game. You get to Needles. Jet, 200 points in Needles, VOX 100. Now Jet has the lead. But then you get to Watchtowers. 200 points in Watchtowers to 125. VOX not able to get that 9th Watchtower, cost him 125 points. But then you get DZ was even, and VOX had a slight advantage in timers. So overall, with the core points, VOX holding a narrow lead, 2028 to 2019. But now we got to get to the PCP points. We had Jet, 2 gold bars, a cannonball, a tire. 100 points in PCP DZ because of Busy. 100 points with Goddard. 100 points in Golden Orb. That gave them a total of 450. Over on the other side, how did VOX do? 2 gold bars, a tire, 2 wave awards, a torch award, a 9 award, dynamite award, and 50 points PCP DZ gave them 300. Slight advantage to Jet, but we still got to do the extras and the slivers. Sliver, Jet had a good sliver game. They scored 245. VOX 191. The extras are the Milos, the Chromicas, the Orbitals, the Dark Bosses for both teams. Jet 350, VOX 287. Final score tonight, Jet on the road 28-19, VOX 26-15. VOX several key errors. They played a double boss. They threw at some straw men that were already lit and gave away a few points. This game was down to the wire. Jet, a few less errors at the very end. Jet getting a second win of the season. VOX now tied with Sly for second place. The battle for positioning just got a whole lot crazier. Congratulations, both teams. Fun game. I know both you guys were shorthanded. I'm glad you played it because it was a blast to play. So enjoy the moment. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for a little bit of fish fights the second half of the season. Great job to all players, though. I enjoyed it and hope you guys did too. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.